Hey guys, Andrew here with Great Lakes Sprouts Media. Today I'm going to show you guys how to properly prune. This is a Japanese maple. We're going to show you some techniques on what to do and what not to do and why certain things are important. Let's do this. It's early spring here. Best time to prune is either in the winter time or early spring. We want to do it before the leaves start coming in because we could stand back and we can see more of the structural integrity of this tree, where things are crossing, what things are doing. It's kind of hard to tell when the leaves are growing. We don't want to be cutting stuff that much either. Once it starts getting warm, there's more pathogens in the air that can cause disease and things like that. So we want to do it about this time. Perfect. Any later than this might get a little too late into the season. But we can see this Japanese maple here. First thing is we want to look at branches that are crossing. There's a lot of branches crossing into each other. We want to clean that up. Also, we got the 3 Ds: diseased, damaged, and dead. Any of those 3, we want to get rid of them. The 3 Ds. Now also, it's important, we don't want to take out more than 1/3 of the branches at a time. So reason being is because it could stress the tree out a lot. You know, if we do 1/3 now and then we do another 1/3 in the fall, over time we can get this tree to look how we want it to, you know. Sometimes it takes a couple prunings in sequences that are separate, not too close together, to get it to really be the way we want it to be. So I'm going to show you guys. We step back, we kind of look at this tree. Starting to see a lot more weight on this side, a lot less on here. So I'm going to take a little bit more off this side so it's a little bit more even. This tree was planted way too close to the driveway at first anyways. And yeah, it should have been planted a lot more back. These things get like 5 to 10 feet wide. So, but I'm gonna show you guys a couple cuts here. So we see this one here. It's crossing all these branches. We wanna just go ahead and even go all the way back here and just take this whole branch out because it's just way too much in there going on. This is also gonna help with airflow once the leaves start coming in, so we're not getting disease and things like that. We see this other branch here kind of crossing this one. You know, we can kind of decide which way we want the branches to grow, but we're gonna take this guy out here. You don't want to go too flush. We talked about that before. We want it to heal. And we can clean that up a little bit more. We can just go back later and clean them up again. But anything crossing, guys. So we got a lot of work to do here. This branch going up, we could take that one out. It's gonna take a minute, guys. All these dead branches back here can go. Anything that's snapping is dead, just break it off. So you got a lot of crossing here. Honestly, this whole bottom branch, I'm gonna take it out. Don't just try to take things out in the beginning. If you can see it leading back, it's a lot easier to take one big cut than have to cut a bunch of little ones getting to the back, make less of a mess. This guy's crossing here. So sometimes, say we don't want to get rid of the branch, but we want it to fill in a little bit more. What we'll do is we come up right in here in front of these 2 buds. We'll cut it this way. What will happen is 2 more shoots will come out that way. So that's a way to get it to sprout, you know. So if you want a certain area to fill in, we prune right above the bud on an angle, 45 degrees. But I'm trying to clean this side up a little bit more. Maybe if I wanted the other side to fill in, I could do that. But we're gonna cut this one back a little bit more. If I cut this here, this branch here will become the dominant lead. But we see, we don't want to cut back to a smaller branch unless it's at least 1/3 of the diameter of this branch here. So you can see this is about 1/3, if not bigger. We want to, if this thing was like this big and we had this little tiny branch there, we don't want to cut back to that. So like right there is perfect. Now we'll see this branch kind of fill in this way, you know. We kind of control how this thing, we can kind of bonsai it. You see there's an open sore right here. We want to cut that out. I'm going to prune this right right there. You just want to get that crossing to be gone. So some things you don't want to use those pruners. See how it's all tangled up in here? We're going to take out this top branch here. It's just way too much in the way, causing a lot of problems here. Nice clean cut. So look at that. These ones aren't bad, as long as they're not touching too much. This branch seems like it's dead down here. I'm gonna take this one out too. Let's see. You over pruned that before, didn't do right. There we go. I'm honestly gonna take this guy out too. He's a little bit too much mess going on in the middle here, but I might leave him. Switch back to the pruners. This guy's doing some weird stuff. Yeah, the reason we don't want them crossing is they'll start to grow into each other. Could create a weak point and snap later, but also for airflow and things like that. It's better to get them when they're younger too. Once the tree gets more mature, just like us, we fall down when we're kids on a skateboard. You get up and you heal real quick. The older the tree, the more you prune it, the more stress it's going to get. You can do a lot more pruning and structural pruning and stuff like that when it's younger to really make it look beautiful in the future, and a lot of people forget that and they don't do that. All right, I'm gonna cut this one here. This branch will take lead and go up this way. We're also gonna be focused on the sidewalk here too, so technically we'd want to take this back a little bit more. You know, but I'm just showing you guys an example. Take this branch out. I'm gonna take this guy out. See, somebody cut this one wrong too. I'm gonna cut this one out. Yeah, we can cut back to a branch or a bud, guys. So we see buds, like there's a bud right there. We can cut back to that bud. That'll put new growth out. we want to really kind of cut this back. We could even tie branches and kind of train them that way more. Like I said, if I planted it too close, but this is how you would structurally prune if it wasn't super close to a driveway. So I'm going to prune this a little bit more later. Like I said, I'm going to take a third out for now because I don't want to stress it out. There you guys have it. It's how you prune a Japanese maple. Like I said, you don't want to take more than a third out. If you guys have any more questions, comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe button, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.